Hello people, it's your boy Osman back again with another video. This time it's Manchester United v Crystal Palace. I know what you're thinking, Osman, where's your reaction, mate, to Man United Liverpool? First and foremost, we did record a watch along. However, as you can imagine, there wasn't much to record because the game was pretty much uneventful apart from the injuries in the first half, which was an absolute madness. Just before I go any further, if you are new here, help a brother get to 150 subscribers because I'm currently on 140. I need 10 bloody more. If that means you make 10 fake accounts, then flipping so be it. But on 11, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, quickly just to recap, Man U, great result against Liverpool given the circumstances, and that leads me on nicely to our next game against Crystal Palace. We have got a ridiculous amount of injuries. My only criticism from that game that we have just played is, why did he gamble on Jesse Lingard? That is my only criticism. Apart from that, Ollie's at the flipping wheel. One absolute boss. Honest to God, I've got to give credit where it is due to Ollie, because not only were we on our B team prior going into the game, by the time we came to half-time, we was basically on Team E. McTominay and Pereira basically playing. Obviously, Lukaku playing, Sanchez on pitch. Players that haven't played for Man United consistently enough this season. Nowhere near our first team. The flipping out of that front six that everyone can pick, so the Lingard, Martial, Rashford, obviously we know the midfield is, only Pogba is fit. Name me any other team can cope with flipping 5 of the front 6 not playing. Honestly, can you imagine Liverpool without their front 3? They would be absolutely dead. In saying that, like I said, very good result against Liverpool given the circumstances. And you've got to give credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We actually looked like the better team in that game. But my only concern is Marcus Rashford also did pick up a knock very early on in the game. He obviously played throughout that flipping whole 90 minutes with the knock, which was very early on. They said after the game that was practically within the first couple of minutes when Henderson went through the back of him. Just shows the absolute resilience from Rashford. I've got to say, what an absolute legend for that. Just sheer determination and passion, playing for the badge, playing for the fans, basically got him through that game. Got to respect him for that massively. He could have quite easily went off. Obviously, at the point that we had 3 subs, he couldn't go off at that point, so he had to just power through it. Fair play to him. You could tell he wasn't fit, so I've got to respect him massively. But in saying that, like I said, a lot of injuries, which is it's interesting because this could be a blessing in the sense that it gives the opportunity to likes of Chong, potentially Gomez, Garner, those kind of players to state a claim. We saw with Rashford, he got his chance through injuries to other key players, and then obviously Rashford burst onto the scene and the rest is history. Hopefully the same thing happens for someone. Chong in particular would be fantastic because we do really need a right winger, and it would massively help us, especially given the circumstances at the moment. That aside, this is the lineup I would go for. For me personally, I don't think Ashley Young should be playing this game. And not only for me, does he frustrate me because of his distribution off the ball is absolutely dog shit. He's not amazing defensively. He's been found out so many games now, and it's just a matter of time that he gets found out again. Obviously against Palace, the hard we've been playing, I'm not sure which wings the hard players on, but if he's playing on Ashley Young's wing, you might as well forget about it, to be quite frankly honest with you. Yeah, so this is a team I would go for. There's a couple of different systems we can play. You could quite easily play the 3-5-2 because most of our players who are fit are the defensive players. So I'm going to go through 2 team selections, and I want you guys to decide in the comment section, or even put your own team selection, so to speak, team lineup in the comment section. Anyways, De Gea obviously needs to play net, so I'm going to go for the first one, which is a 4-3-3. So for me personally, De Gea in net, of course, Dalot right back, centre back Smalling, Lindelof, I don't see why you would change them, and Luke Shaw left back. Again, no need to change there. For me, Dalot has to play. Young needs a rest, and also he needs minutes. He needs to play at some point because Young can't play every game until the end of the season. One of the reasons the likes of Herrera, Matic, etc. have got injuries is because of fatigue. Of course, we are playing an intense brand of football, and it is going to catch up with them at some point. So we do need some form of rotation if we can offer it. So in this case, I think it's a no-brainer. Anyways, moving to the middle of the park. Absolute shambles really. McTominay, for me, I thought he had a good game. I'm seeing some people still criticising him. I personally don't think he should be getting criticised. Yes, he needs to move the ball quicker, but what the hell do you expect? He was playing against Liverpool. You've got to cut him some slack. I thought for what it was worth, he did a very good job. On 2 occasions, he did lose his man on corners, which is the only criticism I could really give him. Other things, you can't really overly criticise him. Anyways, McTominay and Pereira, I thought Pereira was very good in that game. Again, you got to remember he was playing against Liverpool. His last game for Man United was absolutely shocking. I believe it was against Leicester, alongside Sanchez, who were both terrible that day. Yeah, so for me personally, it has to be McTominay and Pereira. You could possibly argue Pereira, Fred, and Pogba, but I'm just going to stick with McTominay, Pereira, and Pogba just for balance. Although I wouldn't be opposed if Fred was getting there, because we do need a bit of rotation. And, well, not rotation, we do need Fred to get a couple of minutes here and there, because he's going to be a massive part of our games in the coming weeks. Anyways, front three, for me personally, this is interesting. It could be anything really, to be honest with you. It could be, you know, thinking on the left. What's his name? Sanchez on the left, Lukaku up front, and it could actually be Ashley Young on the right wing. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that, because I feel like he could do a job. I don't think Chong's going to start, so I can't really think of anybody else. In saying that, you could quite easily put Fred there or Pereira there, because Pereira did actually play quite well for Valencia on the right wing. So does he want to play Pereira on the right wing and play Fred in the middle? I don't really know. To be honest with you, there's not many other options. Unless he plays Lukaku on the right wing and plays, I don't know, somebody up front in a false 9 position like a Gomez, but I can't see that happening unless he was wanting to play Pogba again. It's just a mess, isn't it, really, to be honest with you. Anyways, moving on to the second option. I'm going to go 3-5-2 again, De Gea in there. 3 centre-backs, Bailly, Lindelof and Smalling, so should be enough protection there. Right wing-back, Dalot. Left wing-back, Luke Shaw. Hopefully they can bomb on and cause a threat, give us our width, because we're definitely going to need that in this game. And in the middle of the park, I'm going to go Pereira, Fred, because we don't need that much protection given how many defensive players we've already got on the pitch. Pogba in camp, and then Sanchez, Lukaku up front. For me, that would be a more balanced team. I know I've missed Rashford out. For me personally, we don't know the circumstances with Rashford. We don't know the severity of his injury. We saw with Jesse Lingard getting injured again. Is it really worth risking Rashford? For me personally, it is not worth risking Rashford. I think he could probably stay on the bench, and obviously if we desperately need him to come on, then do it that way around. I don't think we should start him and then take him off, because knowing Rashford, he's not going to want to come off and not going to say he's injured. He'll probably just soldier on like he did. Yeah, so for me personally, if he is potentially capable of playing, I'd rather start on the bench and bring him on if we need it. Lukaku and Sanchez, this is your flipping opportunity to shine. You saw against Arsenal when we beat them 3-1. I know Arsenal are a small club, but they're about the similar level at Crystal Palace ability-wise, especially the defensive department. And you saw Lukaku played those 2 fantastic passes, one of which led to Sanchez's goal, and I think the other one was to Lingard's goal, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, hopefully they can emulate some form of that. I'm not really sure. To be honest with you, I know we go through the tactical analysis, how I want us to play. I honestly, I can't even predict what kind of football we're going to play. Lukaku is absolutely useless at the moment. He doesn't really offer much off the ball with regards to his movement off the centre backs. He doesn't really spin and running behind, which is his strength. His strength is running with the ball at the opposition and not with the ball at his feet. You've seen when he plays on right wing, when he's running up pace, he seems more of a potent threat. So I don't see why he doesn't really just play to his own strength. He barely runs in behind. Sanchez, on the other hand, I thought it didn't look too bad when he came on. Obviously, he created a chance straight away in the first half. I think it was that he came on the 42nd minute, and by half time he had actually created the most chances on the pitch. So Sanchez looks kind of sharp, but at the same time he's lacking confidence. Honestly, I don't really care how the score did, but one of them needs a goal. Desperately needs a goal in the first half, just to give them a bit of confidence and hopefully just continue to develop that confidence and obviously build a bit of momentum, because these 2 players are going to be pivotal for us in the next period, in especially a very busy and difficult passage of games for Man United. Honestly, God, it is very, very much, it's stressful, I'm not going to lie, in the sense that if we didn't lose our main players, we could have probably beaten Liverpool on another day, and also we would be more confident going into this period of games. It's just frustrating, to be quite honest. Which team loses the 5 of their main 6 players? It's ridiculous. And then on top of that, we lost Mata as well, who was another option for us, and obviously that we saw against Chelsea. So it's that Plan A is completely gone, Plan B is basically gone, and Plan C is not even there. We haven't even got Plan C. We're looking at Plan E realistically, and that's not even over exaggeration. In saying that, Lukaku, Sanchez, Pogba do have the quality to cause obviously Palace a lot of problems. Not spoke much about Palace, of course. Coming off the back of a very impressive 4-1 win against Leicester, who of course sacked their manager now on the back of that. Zaha, no-brainer, absolute lethal player. Townsend, who has been in decent form. If I'm not mistaken, Wan-Bissaka is injured. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I'm aware of. Which is a massive miss for them. We definitely need to target that side of the park. In general, their defense isn't fantastic. That, you know, obviously Roy Hodgson is a very good manager. They're playing at home. Obviously their fans are absolutely fantastic. That's something that we need to be aware of. If they do go ahead early on, it's going to be interesting to see how we deal with that. I'm not confident going into this game because Palace away is never an easy game. Obviously, as Liverpool fans, they'll tell you. But just bearing that all in mind, honest to God, just hope the boys can put in a bit of performance. This is honest to God, this is where they earn their money for me personally. If Sanchez comes out of this period and starts actually hitting some sort of form, I don't really care how he scores. I don't care how anyone scores. Just get the ball in the net. Just rob the win, basically. Yeah, I know I'm not offered much analysis or a tactical analysis in this because, to be quite frankly honest with you, it's very difficult not knowing how we're going to play because we don't really have any of the players that you would associate with the starting lineup in the last sort of month or so in Solskjaer's sort of reign. So it'll be interesting because I don't see us playing counter-attacking football with the players that we have got in hand. Like I said, Lukaku and Sanchez aren't particularly quick players. It'll be interesting to see how we get on. Hopefully we control the game. Hopefully Fred gets a couple of minutes because for me personally, again, this is another opportunity for him to come in and state a claim for the starting lineup. But yeah, I'm not confident at all, but have to back the boys and say that we're going to get the win. But for me personally, it's going to be a ridiculously edgy game. One thing I will say, defensively, we do look a lot more solid with Smalling there. I have been a massive critic of his in the past, but he has definitely assured us that, like I said, we needed somebody dominant there, and he definitely is that. So in that sense, I am a bit more confident that we can keep a clean sheet. It's just a matter of who will score. So bearing that all in mind, I am going to say 2-0 Manchester United. It's not going to be a glamorous performance, but nevertheless, if we get the job done, I couldn't care less. That said, like I said, leave your score prediction, leave your team section. Do you agree with team 1, which was a 4-3-3, or do you agree with team 2, 3-5-2? Or if you have your own option, please leave that in the comment section. I will reply and read it, of course. That said, it has been your boy Osman, Come on United!